welcome back into another episode of the Bet on Me podcast. It is Monday, April 11th, 2022. Let's go ahead and get right into things. We had some things go on over the past couple days. I'm sure everybody heard Frank Vogel for the LA Lakers finally bit the big one. He was asked in his press conference if he was told he was going to be fired, and he said he wasn't told shit. So, Frank, here's to you, man. The Lakers, they are a mess right now. Old LeBron out there, you can't deny that the man's good at the game, but everywhere he goes, it just seems like he kind of leaves it in a little bit worse mess than it was. Not saying that it was anywhere, the Lakers were anywhere good in the past few seasons before him or the last few when Kobe was there. It seems like the Lakers just it's front office issues. Everybody can blame LeBron, and as much as I would like to blame LeBron myself, when you actually take a step back from all that and just the usual fanery and just not liking a player and liking a player and treating it kind of like the WWE. You actually look at the front office situation there with the Lakers, and it's just a mess. So it's kind of hard to blame it on players, even though sometimes they play terrible and sometimes they play good, no chemistry. you know you got to have a coach that's going to be able to work with a great player, and I don't think LeBron was ever on board. I don't think anybody was on board. I think old Rob Palinka's time is about over in LA, but that's just my opinion on that. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The podcast has been missing since the national championship game. I know a lot of people might think that that's tied together. Not really. Had some issues with getting the podcast uploaded through the carrier I was using, but I got all that fixed, and now we're able to upload the podcast again. So we're back, and the national championship game, college, I'd called North Carolina, Kansas. I thought North Carolina and Kansas were going to be there, right? I cashed out North Carolina before the game, though, right? I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I cashed out during the Duke game. I got some money off that. I bet it, done lost it. You know how it is. But Carolina up at the half. I was upset with myself because I knew I could have cashed out more money, but Carolina being up at the half that much, like I forget what they were up at the half by. It was a lot though. Um, I just got the feeling right then and there that Kansas was going to come back and dominate, and they did. And they came back from that, like it was like 20 down or something like that. They came back and ended up winning, and I couldn't have been more wrong about that. I thought the Tar Heels were going to win it all the way. I really did. I thought they were going to beat whoever they faced. I thought they were going to beat Kansas when they were getting up on Kansas like they were. I thought, man, this, they're killing them. This is great. But then in halftime, I start mulling around. I'm like, man, Kansas is just kind of not really being Kansas right now. So once they started being themselves, it really got turned on, and I was made a fool of. So that pick was wrong. Even though I got Kansas and North Carolina there, I got North Carolina getting to the game. They just couldn't get it done. But it is what it is. We're gonna keep gambling and living to play another day, guys. We've got Major League Baseball going on now, and I can't be more excited about this. We actually have some games going on right now while I'm doing the podcast. We've got the Cleveland. Somebody outside is bumping. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but somebody outside they're riding by here, and that trunk is beaten down, son. Anyway, sorry, I don't even know if you guys could hear that, but man, that was loud riding by. We got baseball going on right now. We got the Cleveland Guardians. They are up 4-1 on the Kansas Royals. That's in the fourth inning. We got Milwaukee Brewers and let's see here, the Baltimore Orioles. That game is in the second inning. That game just started. We got this is what I love about baseball. I love summer baseball because there's games on all day. And if you're not into baseball and you like to place bets on the sports, you really need to get into baseball. It's long, you know, the what I like to bet on in baseball really is the over unders. Okay. Now, because over unders can go, I mean, these games, it's about like hockey, and that's why I like it because a game can go into the fourth inning and have 1-0, and your over under could still be, it could come way down to like five or whatever, but you took it at the beginning of the game at like 6 or 7, right? And then a lot of people jump on that under, everybody live betting, they'll jump on that under. And then in, the sixth and seventh inning, it just, I don't know what it is about the sixth and seventh inning, but that's when the hits start. After the fifth inning, around the sixth, I think they call it something. I don't know if it's a thing. I'm not a real big baseball guy, but usually around the later innings, it's like everybody's kind of warmed up. Then they get out there and dudes start knocking them really far. So baseball is really cool to bet on. I like to bet on the totals. The point spreads, that's kind of hard because right now we've got the Cleveland Guardians up 4-1, and I mean, what was the point spread, like a ball and a half? I mean, who, like right now the Brewers got a ball and a half on the Orioles. I mean, that's all, these are basically a ball and a half. Like it's all a ball and a half. Like, so pretty much if you're going to bet baseball, you might as well just bet the money line. I mean, unless it's so, like right now, live betting, you would be smart to bet, -2.5 on the Guardians, but it just closed. Yeah, 2.5 is -113 money line, minus 410. But like just a regular game about to not start, two teams fairly matched up. I mean, you can get, you like right here, you can get the Philadelphia Phillies minus 152, and you can get the New York Mets at plus 128, and that's a fairly even game right there. Total coming in at 9.5 for the over under, and it's a ball and a half game. Plus 125 ball and a half for the Phillies, and or minus one, a ball and a half for the Phillies, plus 125, and plus a ball and a half for the New York Mets, minus 150. So those are pretty good odds if you want to bet on the close ones. But that's what I'm saying. It's you've got the New York Mets plus 128 on the money line, and the Phillies minus 152 on the money line. So I love baseball. I don't, if you guys don't understand what I just said about those odds, I'm sorry if that was confusing, but to me, it's just like there's so many different ways I could take that and win money. Like that's just the way I see it because the odds are just so even. It's so even. Like I love baseball. And what got me hooked is when I won money on the World Series last year. That's what got me hooked. But let's go ahead and stop rambling. I've been away for a few days. I'm just on here talking to you guys, letting you know how excited I am about all this. We've got some NHL tonight. I think we only have, let's see, we only have how many games tonight? We only have one game tonight. That's right. We got the Winnipeg Jets against the Montreal Canadiens. And it looks like Montreal is plus 106 and the Winnipeg Jets are minus 128. It's a puck and a half favoring Winnipeg. Montreal is definitely the dog in this one, but not by much. Seeing as that that line is plus 106 there on the money line. Total is 6.5. That's sitting at plus 104 at the under and minus 128 at the over. These odds are crazy today, guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, the way this looks, I would take the Montreal Canadiens on the money line plus 106. I mean, that's something I would jump all over right there. That's what I'm saying. These lines are just crazy today, guys. This is insane. If you guys aren't out here like trying to get some bets in right now, I don't know what to tell you because there is so much going on. And I guess the NBA play-in tournament starts Tuesday. So we'll talk a little bit about that. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers playing the Brooklyn Nets. You've got the Los Angeles Clippers playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. We got the Charlotte Hornets taking on the Atlanta Hawks, and the San Antonio Spurs going up against New Orleans Pelicans. So this is going to be a new way of doing the playoffs. It's very interesting. You can also bet on who's going to advance in the tournament from the East, the West, who advances from the play-in tournament. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can stack this, but this should be very interesting. I'm sure the Nets are going to get through, but I don't know how many more. Like this adds extra games to the playoffs, I guess, because this is considered the playoffs, right? I mean, this is a play-in to get into the playoffs, so this is like a playoff game. Um, what you would call basically what the NFL has like a wild card, right? So this is going to be interesting, and I don't know if the Nets lose if they're out. I don't know how that works. I'd say they're not. I mean, they're probably. I think they are. I think they are out if they lose, honestly, because they were down there in the rankings. So I definitely take the Nets. 8.5. I don't know because the Cleveland Cavaliers can cover. I'd probably take the Cavaliers plus 8.5 on that one. Just looking at that one, and that's definitely going to change. Remember, if you're watching right now, we've got them at 8 plus 8.5 right now. The Cavaliers. That number is definitely going to change. It's either going to go up or down. It's more than likely going to go down. It's not going to stay at 8.5. That's a lot. That's a big number at minus 110. So I'd jump all over that right now. I'm about to. Other than that, guys, like I said, we've just got some baseball, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't watched enough baseball and got into it right, to give any bets right now on it. I just, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to, people to waste their money if they do put, money down on this. So we're gonna watch some baseball this evening. We're gonna see what's going on with some teams and see where they're at and check out the rankings and look at some stats and whatnot and look at rosters, of course. And even now, with everything going on in the NBA with the Lakers, I might even start taking a look at management. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's nuts. But guys, thanks so much for joining in to the podcast. We're gonna be back with new episodes, just like before. Had a little wrinkle getting everything worked out with the provider, but we're good now, and we're back. Bet on Me podcast. Glad to be here. Glad you guys are here. Let's get out there and let's make some damn money. And yeah, let's have a great night, guys.